Hi guys, it's Ellen again, also known as G to my friends and people and stuff, or Grace Dragon. There's a variety of names I go by, but on Miz it's mostly just Ellen. Thanks everybody who watched the last one. Goss, I'm really glad you liked it. The word cringy, I can't help but say it all the time. I'm not entirely sure why, and it's kind of, I want to say a cringy word, but then that's kind of defeating the purpose. And Faraday, I'm really glad you enjoyed it and you saw it. And first things first, I will get to answering your question, Farah. So the way I came up with Elin, I kind of like wanted someone that had a little bit of me in there, but not completely like me. So I ended up integrating Ellen's desire to swear pretty much all the time into her. Like a lot of the time she kind of does it more silently because she's supposed to have children and she's supposed to care about what they hear. But sometimes it comes out, and when she's at work she kind of avoids swearing as well because she doesn't want to make a particularly bad impression. And then the main thing that distances her from me is that Ellen is incredibly maternal. She cares about her kids like they are her whole world and her whole life. And even people who aren't her kids, she is likely to adopt them into her odd dysfunctional little family. For instance, Dagiana, who is a relatively new character made by my friend who I brought over from another forum website, the really childish weird one. She's a Chactaw who Ellen met last season in Siluris, and she is kind of taking her with her to the Illusion City. I'm not going to even attempt to say the name because I know I can't pronounce it. But yeah, she's going to have Dagiana staying within a house. There's potentially another character going to be coming in who's created by another friend of ours called Robin. So yeah, that could be interesting and everything. Another thing that kind of wanted to put into her is that I kind of enjoy cooking and I know quite a decent amount about all the simple techniques, and I wanted somewhere to explore like ways to actually write cooking and whatnot. So that's why Ellen is a cook. And then I also see a lot of characters who don't really have many children or families or whatnot, and I wasn't particularly fond of having her have a man around because then that kind of restricts her a little bit. So yeah, so that's why I opted to have her have children from two men who are now absent from her life. First one was a man she met while still living in Levette. One second, push the glasses up. She kind of fell quite hard for him, and then he disappeared off somewhere. And what she wouldn't tell anybody is that the reason why she left Levette, was because she thought that if she left she might be able to find him, but she just told everybody that she wanted to see the world before she got stuck down being just a regular normal housewife. It kind of hasn't really answered your question all that much. Another one that really kind of made me want to make her was her original face claim was going to be Rilla Fukushima. I'm not sure if you know, she was in what was it? The Wolverine, one of the X-Men movies. She was the red-haired ninja girl. She's got a really unique looking face, and I was originally wanting to use her, have her have two children who are absolutely gorgeous and all this stuff because she looked really odd. Like, not in a bad way odd, but she was really pretty but in an unusual way. Then I opted that actually she was maybe a bit too unusual looking to be using as just like a kind of standard run-of-the-mill human and whatnot, so I opted to change her to, I'm probably going to pronounce this wrong, but Yin Wan. She's a Chinese model at the moment. She was voted one of the most attractive models in China, which I didn't know before I kind of chose her as a face claim. I was kind of just browsing through Tumblr face claim blogs and whatnot, and that's how I came across her. So it hasn't really answered your question. A lot of the time my characters don't really have much planning going onto them. Much planning going into them. I tend to more go with the flow. It kind of varies depending on my mood. So when I made Ellen, I was obviously in like that kind of mood to make her. If I'd have made her on a different day, she could have turned out completely different with a different face claim. Could have even been a man, could have been in Zeltiva, could have been in Cyprus. Is that how you say it? I think that's how you say it. So yeah, she could have really ended up as anything, which is kind of a bit weird, but now I've made her, I absolutely adore her at the moment. She's like my favourite character that I've ever had. And then yeah, and since you've asked like where my inspiration from Elin came from, I feel as I could kind of dig into Ilya and Ryan. Both of those were actually characters from a book I was writing, but they are much older in the book. Like, Ilya is a street rat, pretty much very similar personality to the Ilya in Miz, just about 16 years older. And Ryan is just kind of an attention seeker, a male model type figure, loves to have cameras on him, loves all the flashing lights, just basically loves attention and women and attention and just everything. So yeah, so that's where inspiration for my characters came from. Faraday, I'll send you a link to my DeviantArt over private messenger, because a lot of the stuff on there is a bit kind of fandom-y and whatnot, and yeah, shipping, yeah, just stupid ideas for ships and whatnot, so yeah. But thank you for watching this again. So this is me signing off again.